All right, welcome to the next lesson. We're going to be talking about the typography assignment itself in a little bit more detail, as well as discussing some of the slightly more advanced techniques, at least for the level that you guys are currently at. So, for the assignment, you need to have 3 completely different versions of your name. The very basics will be to just do the 3 versions themselves. If you want an A+, and what I want to encourage everyone else to do is to try to associate communicating some sort of information. So you can write down some adjectives, some descriptive words. Patient, kind, loving, gnarly, musical. All of those words should help you make certain design decisions when we're doing this assignment, whether it is the size, color, font, or layer styles, warp text, etc. The bare minimum, try, even if you're just doing it the basic way, try to just do one word. Fun, medieval, maybe this bottom one could be scary. Does that make sense? Okay, moving on. First thing that I want to show you is how to create a text box. It's a little bit trickier. We're going to select the text tool. Make sure that no other layers are selected over here, and just go a little bit of a distance off. We don't want to end up selecting this. We want to make sure that no layer selected, and then I'm on this side as well. Choose a smaller font. If I don't, what's going to end up happening is when I go underneath and go to create my text box, it's going to appear like nothing's there. That's just because the font is 129. So if I go and put it to 10, there, it's now visible. So I want to take this opportunity to write certain adjectives. We're going to go with, let's say Mr. Colpitts is bright, fun, and energetic. Okay, make this font a little bit bigger. We're going to keep it black, but this font also is not what we would want to use for sentences. We want to use sort of a boring, formal type text like so. I can create my box a little bit smaller, move it over, and there we go. That is creating a text box. Nothing about this text here says bright, fun, or energetic to me. So let's change this around, choose a different font. Okay, I think I have found a font that sort of represents these words. I'm going to go with a nice yellow color. And sometimes it's nicer to just go over here. Swatches. Okay. Okay, now I want to show you some more advanced stuff that we can do. So I am going to choose the Mr. Colpitts layer, hit T on the keyboard to open up the text tool, and hover over this T with the arced line that says create warp text. So I'm going to click on that, and if I go to choose different styles, it is going to make my text in particular shapes. So let's just try an arc. Ooh, there we go. I'm going to move it down a little bit, and I can adjust these sliders to have more or less effect. Okay, experiment with the different settings, see what you can come up with, but that's basically it. Now, the most fun, I believe, that you can have with text is creating layer styles. So there's different ways to do this. I can highlight my layer and go to layer, layer style, and click on any of these. But again, the easiest way to get to these screens usually is through the layers menu. So I'm not going to click on the T, I'm not going to click on the name. I'm going to double click here and layer styles are going to open. Now, something simple like a stroke. If I click on the stroke like so, and I want to make sure that I click over in this area as well. Now, if I check this box, it's going to turn that stroke on and off. It's basically a nice little outline. It's going to make it pop and just immediately make it look nicer. I can adjust sizes, the size of that outline, or that stroke I should say, to the point where it's actually covering it up, and do all sorts of different things that I would encourage you to experiment with. Bevel and Boss, that's a cool one where we can sort of bring a three-dimensional shape. I'm not going to go into great detail about all the different settings here. Alternatively, I can turn these off. And if I click on styles, there's a bunch of pre-existing styles that you can click on, and notice in these boxes here, these are the layer style effects that are being applied. So experiment with that, have fun. If I want to get back to the custom stuff, just click right here. All right, so there is some basics about layer styles. Let's just leave it looking like this. You know what? That sort of says bright, fun, and energetic to me. So to recap, I showed you how to make the text boxes. We played around with the warped text, and last but not least, some layer styles. Have fun with it, and remember, just the point is for you to try to communicate information about yourself, about your personality, utilizing font, color, text, warp text, layer styles, all of these really cool processes that are going to help you create effective communication. Peace.